For those looking for adventure, join us on a trip to the wild side at Cornellskop. What began as an animal training facility under trainer Luke Cornell has now transformed into an unforgettable experience for those looking for a tranquil farm stay and close-up encounters with rescued wildlife.
17 years ago, renowned animal trainer Luke Cornell created the Cornellskop Animal Sanctuary, a natural habitat for African wildlife and a guest farm offering visitors the experience of a lifetime.
The farm is called Cornellskop, which is a play on words. My grandfather was a prospector in the Rexersveld, so there's a Cornellskop there. We're situated 90 kilometers from Cape Town. We're in the Vanderstel Pass, 5 kilometers from Botch River. I've been an animal trainer for 35 years. As I've worked, I've accumulated animals, and my small holding in Hout Bay outgrew the species, and my neighbours, I think, were getting a bit upset, and we moved here 16 years ago.
The well-being of the animals at the sanctuary is Luke's top priority, and he works closely with Cape Nature and the state vets to ensure they are happy and healthy.
I own lions, cheetahs, caracal, hyena, wild dogs, zebras, ostriches, giraffe, baboons, meerkats, raccoons, predominantly for film, commercials and fashion, and we also do educational tours. We do quite a lot of outreach stuff with the community, teaching kids about animals.
Cornellskop is also home to some of the animal kingdom's biggest stars, including full-blown movie star Columbia the zebra.
Columbia, he was a baby on racing stripes, and he's probably the most photographed and interactive zebra in Africa. Mojo, one of my lions, was the hero on the Idris Elba movie Beast. We've just done ostriches for a car commercial. Our job is the next phone call, you know.
At Luke's side is Caroline de Villiers, the owner and visionary behind Temba Trees, a wholesale mature tree farm, which is also where they first met.
One day Luke came to buy trees and nobody was there, so he left, and then he came back again, met me, and then he started dropping off puppies. The puppies were wolves, so then he had to come and drop off fresh meat on a regular basis. So that was it.
Caroline didn't say much about her achievements, but she's South African Woman Farmer of the Year twice, and I've always wanted a woman who's on the front page of the Farmers Weekly. So it was a good catch.
There you go.
Cornellskop has no shortage of accommodation for travelers to choose from. They have a quaint single and a cozy 2-bedroom cottage, but the real star is the 5-bedroom original farmhouse.
So this house is the original homestead of the farm, and it's got clay walls that are extremely thick for insulation. It's got original roof beams. There's a fireplace in the kitchen. It's an old building. It's about 100 years old. So this is the Homestead Lounge. It's an eclectic mix of industrial farmhouse. I was going for a step back in time feel. You step in here and you feel like you've traveled somewhere, you've been transported somewhere. This house was kind of the perfect spot for me to exhibit things that I've collected on my travels and just growing up, and things that I found in storerooms from my great-grandparents and my grandparents. So I've managed to find a space in which we can display these beautiful heirlooms and artifacts that I've collected over the years. So these are Luke's great-great-grandparents. The mom looked like a bit of a stern lady. Seems to have passed down the line into Luke. No, I'm joking. This was a thrift store find, but I just love them, these beautiful old frames and just the story they tell.
Luke and Caroline's love of historical photos is on clear display, giving the homestead a nostalgic yet timeless feel.
I used to live in Mozambique, and I love the baskets that they weave there. So these ones I bought off a lady in a market. I never really had a space for them, and now I found somewhere to put them with the aloes. And these chairs are a collection of mine and Luke's. Some bought from thrift stores, others that was my grandfather's old chair. I can remember growing up sitting on that chair around that table. So this is our kitchen. It's a real farmhouse kitchen with a modern feel. It has its original fireplace, which we use throughout winter. And in summer, the thick walls keep it beautifully cool, so we spend a lot of time here in summer as well.
When styling such a beautiful and authentic space, consideration and planning are key. That's why they left it in the hands of an expert who is close to their hearts.
I was fortunate enough to have a very dear friend and designer, Dee Malkinson, help me with the design of the house. She has a motto: if everything is perfectly imperfect, it is well with my soul. And in that way, we shared a vision for this homestead and managed to create this beautiful space. So the manor house has 3 bedrooms. Each room has its own personality, and this room is the forest room. We've incorporated metal to bring in the industrial element to the room, so we've used rusty window panes and old buckets. We've also brought in a lot of natural foliage from the farm, the use of the monkey ropes and the slungbuss ball hanging above the bed. Those are all sourced locally on the farm. My mom is an artist, so she has stores full of art. I've raided her storeroom and got art pieces, particularly from a friend of hers who used to travel, and everywhere she traveled, she captured what she saw. So a lot of the art's not even framed, it's just sketches, but everything tells a story. She would also write on it. She described the feel and what she saw. So she's inspired me a lot, and it's very special to me to be able to exhibit her work.
The accommodation is welcoming, but the real attraction is getting up close and personal with the wildlife.
This isn't really feeding, it's a titbit. They've got grazing here everywhere, they've got forage. We come here daily to check up that everybody's okay, the fences are right, they've got fresh water 7 days a week. Rhinoceros is a protected species. We've got quite a lot of it on the farm. We're quite committed to ensuring that none of the remaining rhinoceros on our farm gets damaged. Luckily for us, the zebras and the giraffe don't eat it, so in that way it doesn't get damaged. For the immediate future, you can see we're busy planting hundreds of trees. We're trying to create a natural forest here. Also intend to build our house over the hill at the back of the farm, where there's no cell phone signal and off the grid. And I suppose to pay the farm off and retire here one day.
What can you expect when you book a stay at Cornellskop? Comfortable, rustic accommodation, a chance to reconnect with nature, and to meet the 4-legged stars Luke has devoted his life to caring for. What's not to love?
A perfect place to enjoy a cup of hot chocolate this winter.